Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Legion Prep Baseball here at Gill Stadium. My name is Kyle Heavey from Manchester Public Television. We're excited to see what these two teams will bring. We have the home team, the Henry J. Sweeney Legion Post number 2. The prep team playing against the Merrimack-Memorial Post 98. Along with me up here in the booth is Mr. Andrew Arndt. Andrew, what a wild month you have had here between Omaha, Nebraska with the College World Series. You had Legion Baseball yesterday, the senior league team, and now here we are with prep. The love of baseball begins at any level here, and we're excited to see what this prep team can bring.
You're right. I have had quite the month, but I'm excited to be here. I obviously have watched Sweeney, the real, we'll call it the real team in terms of these two teams.
The senior team, you know.
The senior team, yeah.
We'll call them
the senior team. I have watched them a couple of times, but I'm excited to watch this level because these are the kids that we'll be watching next year for, I guess we will now call it the senior team. So I'm excited to see what we got here.
Well, we'll have Dom Longhe on the mound here, and his battery mate doing the catching will be TJ Carvallis, and the first pitch comes in for a strike at 5:32 p.m., and we're off and running here with Legion with a 0-1 count here to the leadoff batter, Jeremiah Nagari. And Nagari, the center fielder, obviously has got to be got a lot of speed here. I would assume, from being a center fielder and the leadoff hitter.
Leadoff hitter and center fielder only means one thing, and that's speed.
He lets one go past.
There have been plenty of center fielders, leadoff hitters that we've seen in any level. Alexis Rivera, obviously, for Sweeney and Memorial, my teammate and good friend. Plenty at the major league level as well. So absolutely right with that one.
And now a hit out into center field, and having to go back and make the catch. A heck of a job right there by Angel Perez. It looked like it was possibly going to go over his head, Andrew, but he was able to figure it out and make that first out here.
Yeah, he was never worried, just wanted to make sure he had the right steps, never want to overrun a ball for no reason. So good job to just corral that one in for the first out.
Now we'll have Hollis Thompson up here doing the batting here in the second spot. Thompson will be the second baseman.
Unfortunately, we're unsure of that call because scoreboard's not on.
Yeah, kind of an interesting spot. We're going to do our best here without a scoreboard. Now sent out into right field, kind of in a no man's land, and it lands in for a single and a one-out base runner here for this Merrimack-Memorial Post 98. And, perfect placement right there, Andrew. Not much you can do for Sweeney.
Zach and I talked about that last night at this field. As him and I both know as a first baseman and right fielder, there's a ton of no man's land here, more so than a lot of stadiums here in the state of New Hampshire. So no man's land is what you're going to get out of this stadium, and it's a great job using it there.
And he's able to use his speed to get to second base, and the ball, it goes past the second baseman, shortstop, and the center fielder. And now coming around to score the first run, and Merrimack takes a 1-0 lead off a stolen base. And you were just talking about, Andrew, the ball can travel a long ways here on this turf.
I didn't even see that. I was writing down the play in my scorebook here, and he ended up at home when I looked up, so I didn't even see what happened there, but clearly nobody was paying attention.
Well, it was tough. Max True was trying to get that, the second baseman. It was the throw was off kilter from TJ Carvallis, and it got past Max True, it got past Emma Goonan, and got past Angel Perez, but able to get the strikeout here is Ty Hartson. We didn't have a chance to talk about him, the pitcher versus pitcher battle, and able to win that is Dom Longhe. So now 2 down with the cleanup hitter, Ben Wozniak, with the bases empty. We'll see what the big third baseman can do here. First pitch. We haven't even talked about the umpires. You were able to chat with them very briefly before. And we have, looks like Jim Marzak and Jacob Buda out here.
Just 2 for this game as opposed to the 3 from yesterday. Obviously, prep team probably only going to have 2 umpires.
And we're back here. So as the battery situation here is going to be a fun one here tonight.
Technical difficulties always. We've had them before, and we will have them again.
Well, either way, we got a clear sound here for the time being, and we'll see just what Wozniak can do. Is wearing the number 11. We'll see if he can get himself on base. And a swing and a miss, and he's got a 2-2 count. And we'll see if he can get back-to-back Ks for Dom Longhe. Guys, get him outside, and I apologize. It was not a 2-2. It was now a second base runner, and hopefully Sweeney has learned here that they need to be careful with the base runners. But with now Liam Hill, the shortstop, coming up to bat, so we'll see what Liam can bring from the 5 spot.
Yeah, at this age, you just have to you got to preach taking care of the baseball, and Liam is using a Combat, which I just want to shout out the company real quick. Combat, best bat company in the business. Obviously, we are with that company, so I want to take a second and shout out my brother Anthony and all my guys over there. Great brand, but yeah,
we as in Gulf Coast, your college, not Manchester TV.
Yes.
Just want to make sure that we clarify.
Coastal Carolina University.
Oh, what a catch right there by Dom. He gets that third out. Sorry to cut you off, Andrew, but that was a great web gem right there. Hit up the middle, but we finally get the third out, and Sweeney Post now down by a score of 1-0, and we'll see what Emagunen, Jax Rollo, and Will Ricci can do as we go to the bottom of the first. Ty Hartson and the Merrimack-Memorial Post 98 ready to bring the defense here, but for the Sweeney Post, down a run, Andrew, and now it's up to Emagunen to start things going.
Yeah, you know, they gave up that run kind of awkwardly as the ball almost ended up at the fence on a stolen base.
It was rolling towards the JFK.
So either way, you just want to get one back there. You know, obviously you're not thrilled about that run coming in, but you knew it was going to happen eventually.
Goonan sends it out to right field, but it is caught by the right fielder in Tommy Hill. And now we're quickly one down, and Goonan obviously can hit the ball pretty well, Andrew, but just laced it right to a player.
Yeah, he tried to drop it into no man's land. If you notice, this outfield is playing very shallow. Something that could come back to bite them eventually if someone on this Sweeney roster is able to get a hold of one. But in general, this outfield is playing very shallow.
Well, a call in the outside corner for Jax Rollo. And Rollo, who is the right fielder, obviously knows how to play out there. See if he can send one out that way. And ball upstairs. Goes for a 1-1 count.
Looked like he tried to kind of throw a curveball there, but it kind of just stayed up. Didn't really drop at all.
It's kind of fun with being able to throw a curveball, and fouled off of himself. It should be, but it's going to go right to the pitcher who gets the 1-3 put out. And it looked awkward from my spot, Andrew. It looked like it actually had popped off of Rollo's foot, but
I thought I heard it hit the rubber home plate.
Okay, maybe that's what it was then. And now, yeah, you can see that they're questioning the call here as Coach Nick Sullivan wants to get a clarification, and now the umpires are going to meet. Maybe I was onto something here.
They're going to meet here. I thought I heard it hit home plate, but
you know the sounds of the game here quite well with your 300 days of baseball this year. And now you can see that Jacob Buddha saying, I'm not sure. And they're saying that there's 2 down, so he is out at first. And now there's very quickly 2 down, and we'll see what Will Ricci can do.
So the ruling has to be that it did hit the plate then, because the plate is fair territory.
And Ricci fouls one off for strike 1. Ricci, the left fielder. Now we'll see if he can send one out to left field. Very warm day here in the Queen City as we had temperatures up into the 90s earlier. Now with a temperature of 87 degrees. Yes, it is overcast, but Andrew, it is absolutely disgustingly humid here today.
Yeah, the humidity here is insane. It's really going to be a factor in this game, keeping these guys hydrated, because humidity, especially in the summer, is just, it's no joke, especially playing baseball.
And he flies one up in the air and kind of in a tough spot. It's going to go. Oh, it drops in. Oh, kind of a little bit of confusion there between Liam Hill and Ben Wozniak of who was going to catch that.
I heard Wozniak say that he got it, and then it kind of drifted over, and just dropped right in front of Liam Hill. And if Liam Hill's glove was out another foot, he would have caught that just by chance, I think, because that was really close.
I mean, Andrew, you've done a lot of practice here at Gill Stadium. It is sometimes tough and daunting to look up in the sky like that.
It's one of the toughest places to judge a ball. I remember catching one in left field that I'm pretty sure hung up for a minute and a half because it just felt like that ball was never coming down. And this stadium, it's above ground, and it's a tough place to catch a fly ball.
Well, taking off for third. No need to slide right there for Will Ricci. And now the tying run is just 180 feet away. We'll see what Tommy Davey can do. Tommy's been a very good player here for this Sweeney prep team this season. And now a chance to get an RBI if he's able to find some green out there.
I mean, yeah, all he's got to do is do his job. We said earlier, a lot of no man's land here, especially down that left field line. Just drop one in there, run scores. Easier said than done, obviously.
Absolutely. Pitch on the outside corner, and they seem to be thrown away from Davey. They might not know some information about Tommy here.
Might be trying to get him to push one over to first.
And now
he's been
step
patient
off the
here,
mound is Ty Hartson trying to get himself situated on the mound. And he seems a little bit rattled in some ways now with what should have been the third out, and now he's behind him at second base.
I don't blame him. We've seen some bad throws here on stolen bases, so what's to say that Will Ricci might not take off from second base?
Davey looked a little fooled on that swing. You can see that he had to take a moment himself of being like, gosh.
Especially with a right-handed batter in the box. I would take off here if I was him.
Another swing and a miss, and that will do it as a single for Sweeney. But that will do. One left on place, one strikeout, and Merrimack will come up with their bats. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup with a 1-0 lead. Andrew Hart and Kyle Heavey back for Manchester Public Television after this. Ty Hartson and the Merrimack-Memorial Post 98 ready to bring the defense here, but for the Sweeney Post, down a run, Andrew, and now it's up to Emmett Goonan to start things going.
Yeah, they gave up that run kind of awkwardly as the ball almost ended up at the fence on a stolen base.
It was rolling towards the JFK.
So either way, you just want to get one back there. Obviously you're not thrilled about that run coming in, but you knew it was going to happen eventually.
Goonan sends it out to right field, but it is caught by the right fielder in Tommy Hill. And now we're quickly one down, and Goonan obviously can hit the ball pretty well, Andrew, but just laced it right to a player.
Yeah, he tried to drop it into no man's land. If you notice, this outfield is playing very shallow, something that could come back to bite them eventually if someone on this Sweeney roster is able to get a hold of one. But in general, this outfield is playing very shallow.
Well, a call in the outside corner for Jax Rollo. And Rollo, who is the right fielder, obviously knows how to play out there. See if he can send one out that way. And ball upstairs. Goes for a 1-1 count.
Looked like he tried to kind of throw a curveball there, but it kind of just stayed up. Didn't really drop at all.
It's kind of fun with being able to throw a curveball and fouled off of himself. It should be, but it's going to go right to the pitcher who gets the 1-3 putout. And it looked awkward from my spot, Andrew. It looked like it actually had popped off of Rollo's foot, but
I thought I heard it hit the rubber home plate.
Okay, maybe that's what it was then. And now, yeah, you can see that they're questioning the call here as Coach Nick Sullivan wants to get a clarification, and now the umpires are going to meet. Maybe I was onto something here.
They're going to meet here. I thought I heard it hit home plate, but
you know the sounds of the game here quite well with your 300 days of baseball this year. And now you can see that Jacob Buddha is saying, I'm not sure. And they're saying that there's 2 down, so he is out at first. And now there's very quickly 2 down, and we'll see what Will Ricci can do.
So the ruling has to be that it did hit the plate then, because the plate is fair territory.
And Ricci fouls one off for strike 1. Ricci, the left fielder. Now we'll see if he can send one out to left field. Very warm day here in the Queen City as we had temperatures up into the 90s earlier. now with a temperature of 87 degrees. Yes, it is overcast, but Andrew, it is absolutely disgustingly humid here today.
Yeah, the humidity here is insane. It's really going to be a factor in this game, keeping these guys hydrated, because humidity, especially in the summer, is just, it's no joke, especially playing baseball.
And he flies one up in the air and kind of in a tough spot. It's got to go. Oh, it drops in. Oh, kind of a little bit of confusion there between Liam Hill and Ben Wozniak of who was going to catch that.
I heard Wozniak say that he got it, and then it kind of drifted over and just dropped right in front of Liam Hill. And if Liam Hill's glove was out another foot, he would have caught that just by chance, I think, because that was really close.
I mean, Andrew, you've done a lot of practice here at Gill Stadium. It is sometimes tough and daunting to look up in the sky like that. It's
one of the toughest places to judge a ball. I remember catching one in left field that I'm pretty sure hung up for a minute and a half because it just felt like that ball was never coming down. And this stadium, you know, it's above ground, and it's a tough place to catch a fly ball.
Well, taking off for third. No need to slide right there for Will Ricci. And now the tying run is just 180 feet away. Let's see what Tommy Davey can do. Tommy's been a very good player here for this Sweeney prep team this season. And now a chance to get an RBI if he's able to find some green out there.
I mean, yeah, all he's got to do is do his job. You know, just we said earlier, a lot of no man's land here, especially down that left field line. Just drop one in there, run scores. Easier said than done, obviously.
Absolutely. But pitch on the outside corner, and they seem to be thrown away from Davey. They might not know some information about Tommy here.
Might be trying to get him to push one over to first.
And now
he's been
step
patient
off the
here,
mound is Ty Hartson trying to get himself situated on the mound. And he seems a little bit rattled in some ways now with what should have been the third out, and now he's behind him at second base.
I don't blame him. We've seen some bad throws here on stolen bases, so what's to say that Will Ricci might not take off from second base?
Davey looked a little fooled on that swing. You can see that he had to take a moment himself of being like, gosh.
Especially with a right-handed batter in the box. I would take off here if I was him.
Another swing and a miss, and that will do it as a single for Sweeney. But that will do. One left on place, one strikeout, and Merrimack will come up with their bats. It'll be the 6-7-8 part of the lineup with a 1-0 lead. Andrew Art and Kyle Heavey back for Manchester Public Television after this. Top of the second with a 1-0 Merrimack lead, and Dom Longhe will try to bring the strikes, and a pop-up right here could be an easy out here if he's able to get it, but it lands on the roof. Always tough, Andrew. It looks like it might have been a easy out there for the first pitch, but I was a little fooled there.
Yeah, Zach was making fun of me for that last night, too. There were a couple fly balls where I reacted as if they were over the left fielder's head, and they were not over his head. They were right to him. So it's tough to tell up here through the protective glass that we have, especially just at this stadium being how high up we are and the elevation of this place. It's tough to tell what's going to be a long shot and what's not.
Well, Hunter Crisco with a 1-1 count swings at the pitch, and now we're going to see if Dom can get his second K here with Crisco down in the count 1-2.
That's right. He fanned Hartson in the first inning, the one that we didn't really have much time to talk about.
Yeah, now we'll see what the catcher can do. He knows the strike zone at this point. Outside pitch that try to get him chasing. Why not?
Yeah, why not? That was 1-2, I believe.
Yeah, so now
Half
it is
guessing
2-2 here. Close.
That was a good pitch. I like that spot.
But it goes for a ball.
Up and in. 2-2, I like that spot.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. And sent out into left field and able to come. Oh, gets over his head. It's going to keep on rolling here. Gets all the way to the warning track and rounding second base and trying to get himself to third. A triple here with 1 down. And now they're trying to play some trickery to see if he steps off the bag. But a big hit right there for Hunter Crisco, and he is able to get himself to third base already.
Will Ricci kind of made a mistake coming in. He tried to judge that ball a little too early, and came in on it instead of going back and just over his head, and as soon as it's over his head, it's gone.
And I apologize to the viewers. I said that there's one out. I was wrong on that. There's no out, so they have a runner at third here, and now we'll see what Tommy Hill can do. Tommy, from what I've been told, Andrew, can absolutely lace the ball, but his issue is when he laces the ball, it usually goes to a opponent.
Well, lace it anywhere, honestly, in this situation, anywhere out of the infield. Even if it's a seaming line drive right at the left fielder, that does a job, because at this level, the arms in the outfield probably aren't the type that would reach the plate on a tag up unless they really got behind one and gave it all they had. But, a line drive anywhere would do a job here.
Or even a sac fly will score a run. So we'll see what Tommy can do as he gets fooled and he goes down. So after all that, we do have one down here. And now it'll be the number 8 hitter in Rhett Vogler, who will see what he can do. Rhett, the first baseman. And if again, we're in a similar situation, a sac fly will score a run here with one down.
And I feel like if there's going to be somebody that's going to do that,
Rhett Vogler seems like he has that possibility. Takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner, knee high. It's not a pitch you would swing at.
No.
And trying to go back to it, but this one's a little bit lower. And a nice stop here by the catcher, who really haven't talked too much about, but in TJ Carvallis. Outside, and now count goes 2-1.
Yeah, Volker's going to wait for his. He's not going to chase anything dumb. He knows that he can come through here. Wow.
Outside. Kind of delayed strike here, and now 2-2.
Longy is working quick. He's facing the mound, and his foot is moving. That should be called.
And a count will now go full. First base is vacant.
Definitely should be called.
Longy ready to go, and now sent out, and it's a foul ball.
If I'm Volkler right now, I'm walking around the dirt circle, over to the on-deck circle, maybe out onto the street here, making Dom Longy wait to pitch to me, because he's in his groove right now, and he's working as quickly as he wants, and he's going to get that time that I just said he should take.
Well, no, it's more of the left fielder went and got the foul ball when he should have just let it go. So now plenty of time, and now ground ball to short. The play will go to first, and that allows the run to score. So a sac fly ground out, and Rhett Vogler gets himself an RBI with the scoring of Hunter Crisco.
I just said all you got to do is do a job, and he did it right there.
And amazing what you have learned with your Coastal Carolina days here, and now Merrimack with a 2-0 lead, and it'll be the number 9 hitter in Brody Stone, who will be the batter here with 2 down now, but with a lead. We'll see what Brody can do. Certainly a smaller strike zone here, Andrew, with Brody.
Wow.
So we'll see if Dom can find it. First pitch is called a strike.
Now, do you think he has the power to put one into the parking lot?
Well, I hope not, because my car is over there.
He was just real late on that fastball. But watch Longy here. He's working really quick.
Just a little low there on that.
Soon as Stone steps in the box, right, his head's up. He's ready, and there he goes.
Foul tipped off of TJ's helmet, mask, whatever you want to call it. Cage. I mean, you can go with a lot of things. What catcher's mask can bring.
Hockey players call it a bucket.
Yeah, that's another one. Pitch upstairs, and Brody making Dom work here. And strike 3, so Merrimack gets a run, and Sweeney Post now down 2-0. It'll be the likes of Carvallis, Max True, and Angel Perez due up here in the bottom of the second. Andrew Art and Kyle Heavey from Manchester Public Television back with more here for this phenomenal Legion Prep game after this. Ty Hartson ended the first with a K, looking to start the second with a K, but it'll be TJ Carvallis doing his part here as the catcher knows the strike zone and takes that first pitch as it bounces in for a ball. and we'll see what they can do here with Sweeney has given up a run in the one in the first, one in the second. They went and got themselves lucky with a single in the first, but they got to get some runs and some base runners, and a hard hit ball
That
to
might
third.
help.
The throw across is in time. What a play there by Wozniak, getting it over to Rhett Vogler, and a 5-3 putout. Kind of surprising, Andrew. I wasn't sure, as that was a hard hit ball that bounced out of Wozniak's glove.
Yeah, you know, I feel like those are a little misleading because on hard ground balls like that, you almost would rather knock it down in front of you than have it get up into the middle of your glove and have to pull it out of the side of your body or something like that. You'd almost rather just knock it down so it's right in front of you, pick it up, easy throw over there to first for the out.
Well, now Max True looking to lay down a bunt, and he put it out there but missed it, and you can see the frustration on him right there,
Yeah, you
Andrew.
definitely want to get at least a piece of that if you're going to run right after. See that in softball all the time.
And he's going to try it again. Wozniak. Oh, he called a strike, now down in the count. And now Hartson has True on the ropes.
We can't get him with the fake bunt here.
He's going to pop it, and Hartson will catch that right on the mound for an easy out number 2. And, well, Hartson really didn't have to move at all on that. It went right to exactly where he was standing.
No, that was a rather interesting at-bat. Failed bunt, fake bunt, take strike, and then a pop-up to the pitcher.
Oh, Angel Perez now, the center fielder, who didn't help with allowing that first run, will try to get some revenge here, hitting from the 7 spot.
Yeah, I mean, Perez, that's a tough spot. He should be paying attention, but at the same time, you can't solely blame that on him because I don't think a center fielder is really expecting that ball to be there. Should he have probably picked it up and thrown it in? Yes, but, you know, you're not expecting a ball to be in center field off a base steal. So I don't necessarily completely blame him, but he definitely should have probably been paying attention.
Well, the error will go to the catcher altogether.
Yep.
As that was just a tough throw right there. But either way, we're past that. And now Perez with 2 down trying to get himself on base. Outside, and Hartson trying to get him chasing, but Perez watching him go past on the outside corner.
Both of these pitchers are working quick.
I'm noticing the same thing, and obviously not as slow as last night, and a swing and a miss, and for the second straight inning, Hartson ends it with a K, and Sweeney Post goes 1-2-3, and for Merrimack with a 2-0 lead, it'll be the top of the lineup as we head to the top of the third after this. And back here for the top of the third inning, Sweeney Post down 2-0, and Merrimack will try to add to their lead, and the first pitch swinging out to center field, and Angel Perez able to catch that. But Jeremiah Nagari, good strength right there, just hit it right to a opponent.
Yeah, first pitch, first out there. 4 long, exactly what you want to see. Good catch by Perez as well in center field. So good play all around there for Sweeney. 1 pitch, 1 out, and a good catch at that.
And now pop up right here. 2 pitches, 2 outs, Andrew.
Yeah.
Look at that. Easy play right there, caught by Max True. And, wow, I mean, you got to enjoy that from Dom Longhey right there as he's getting Merrimack. They're anxious. They're hungry. They want to add to their lead, and instead, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
I would think this is going to be an automatic take, so you avoid the 3-pitch inning, yeah.
And it's a strike
right
there.
Never want the 3-pitch inning no matter what.
Well, Ty Hartson, was a victim of a K his first time, and count goes to 1-1. So, obviously, he wants to be able to help his team offensively and defensively. Defense, he's done a very good job, but now it's tough with 2 outs.
A good take there.
Count goes to 2-1. Hartson's pitch count not that high either.
No, this will really help him if he's able to get him here, but he's living way off the plate here in this at-bat. 3-1.
Hitters count. And he's going to pop up here, but no one able to make a play on that. Not even an attempt by the first baseman, as Tommy Davey just did not look like he's either saw it or didn't even chance to try to go get it. And
Standing
Max
there.
True, the second baseman, actually tried to go get it.
Oh.
And just misses. So what was 2 pitches, 2 outs,
Wow.
turns into a base on balls with a full count. And so we got a base runner for Merrimack with 2 down, and now it'll be the big part of their lineup here, and we'll see what Ben Wozniak can do.
That's a pretty mature take, but it's an even harder pitch to call a strike because that was a curveball that just sat on the corner. And I don't know how Hartson didn't want to just pull his hands inside and pull that baseball down the line, but he ends up on base, so it all works out.
Well, Hartson at the same time knows the strike zone as the opponent pitcher, so he obviously is expecting to get those calls at the same time.
Heads up.
And now throw down to first, and Tommy Davey ready this time. And he's trying to fight that he was off the bag, but he kept his toe on even though he kind of had to get himself balanced there. So Wozniak takes the inside pitch, the throw down, a good one this time, but he is safe. And Hartson will have himself now a stolen base as well after that walk. So he's trying to help his team one way or another. Now Wozniak just has to find a landing spot, and he'll get an RBI single.
Yeah, that was a good throw that time by the backstop.
And look at this, sent out into left field. Let's see what they do. Tied a tough balance, and Hartson is got a chance.
Here we go.
The throw is
Oh, he
he's
got
out.
it.
What a throw right there by Will Ricci as he is able to get Hartson at the plate. And what a wild turn of events right there, Andrew. A quick inning after an incredible throw from left field.
That was a fantastic throw, and he bobbled that baseball, but Hartson stuttered around second base, kind of stopped there in the base path, and once you stop, you're screwed.
Well, we'll head to the bottom of the third. It'll be Dom Longhe, Jackson Sage, and Emmett Gooden due up. Be back with more after this. Back here for the bottom of the third is Hartson, after being thrown out, is now got to get his glove and get back to the pitcher's mound. This could be a big spot here for Sweeney if they're able to get something going, but we have a quick timeout break as the first pitch was fouled, and now we're trying to make sure that this pitcher versus pitcher battle goes in favor of Sweeney.
Yeah, Jim Marsack took that one off the mask. Just need a second to breathe.
Now a ground ball right to Rhett Vogler, who will take that for the 3 unassisted. So Sweeney has not had a base runner in 2 innings here. Have got to get things going, and now it's going to be the number 9 hitter in Jackson Sage, the third baseman.
Yeah, the only base runner they've had so far is Will Rickey, and that was back in the first inning. So they've really got to start to get things going on offense.
Inside pitch bounces in and goes for ball 1. And you got to remember, Andrew, that hit should have been caught by the shortstop.
That's true.
So really, they've done a good job here, and Ty Hartson is really doing a number. We haven't really gone around the infield as well for this Merrimack-Memorial team. Wozniak at third, Liam Hill at short, Hollis Thompson at second base, and Vogler, and now popped up, and this will drop in for a single, and the number 9 hitter gets the first clean hit of the game.
9-hole hitter comes up clutch, gets on for the leadoff spot. That's what your job is as a 9-hole hitter. Never to really hit a home run or hit the ball really far. Just get on somehow for the leadoff hitter. It's what makes the 9 spot one of the most valuable spots in the lineup.
Now Emmett Gooden will take an inside pitch for a ball, and he will see what he can do. Emmett flew out to center field in the bottom of the first, and for Jackson Sage, it was the first clean hit for Sweeney. I should not say of the game. And he's going to send one over to shortstop, and already moving, and a double play as Liam Hill catches it and gets it over to Rhett Vogler for a 1-2-3 inning, basically, in a nutshell. And that will do it for the third. So Merrimack, with a 2-0 lead, will have the likes of Liam Hill, Hunter Crisco, and Tommy Hill due up here as we head to the top of the fourth. Dom Longhe on the mound again for the top of the 4th inning, facing the likes of the 2, 3, 4 part of the lineup here. And the first pitch. Oh, excuse me. I'm wrong. It's the 5, 6, 7. I was looking at the wrong page here. My apologies. And Andrew Sweeney is just not getting the luck that's needed here so far.
No, they got a base runner on with 1 out, and then the person who got that great hit just completely ran himself into a double play by not paying attention and freezing on a line drive. So it's been kind of a tough break here for Sweeney in this game, but still plenty of time left.
Well, Liam Hill, who laced one right at Dom Longhe for his first time up to bat in the bottom of the first, or top of the first, will look to get himself on base. This time he's ahead in the count now and looking to make some noise here for this Merrimack squad.
If they can add on another one here, that would do huge for them later in this game, because Sweeney just does not look like they can get runs on at all so far in this game. But like I said, plenty of time for both teams left in this game.
And now a walk here allows Liam Hill to get himself on base. Liam was a part of that double play to end the 3rd inning, and now we'll look to get to second base. It looks like he's got some speed here, but number 15 and Hunter Crisco, who tripled his last time, will look to get himself another big hit.
I mean, he's got the ability to. We've seen it already in this game, especially with a runner on, but not before a pickoff.
Good try there, keeping them. They've already got a couple stolen bases on the day. Why not try to make sure that Liam is respectful? But now Liam takes off, and the throw will get out to center field. Liam thought about taking off, but smartly goes back to second, and now another opportunity to get a run here as Crisco took that as a ball.
Yeah, ball runner moves up, and his at-bat becomes even easier.
And now Dom takes a moment here and steps off. And the pitch. Called a strike, as the strike zone seems to be pretty wide here today, Andrew, which is fine, but just you don't expect that to be on the outside corner calls.
No.
And now strike 2. So Dom Longhe on the right end of things right now with.
I mean, if he's getting that spot, he's got to live there.
See if he goes for it again. Carvallis sets up on the outside. And a swing and a miss. The ball gets away, and the tag is there. So a strikeout for Crisco, who does not appreciate that. Gets a nice high five from his teammate in Tommy Hill. And Tommy will try to get the bat on the ball here with an RBI opportunity. Tommy's 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far in this contest.
Big spot for him, too. Drive in what I would assume is his brother.
Pop up here and able to make the catch.
That's a good catch.
Tommy Davey, who we were saying didn't see the ball clearly earlier, but was able to make that catch for out number 2. And now it'll be Rhett Vogler, who got himself an RBI ground out his last time. Needs to try to get himself another RBI, but this time cleanly with a hit.
That play was also a good job by Liam Hill holding on second base and not automatically assuming that ball would get down and running into a double play like we saw Sweeney do last inning.
Oh, come on. It's too soon.
Yeah, probably is, but.
Or Vogler, who grounded out to short. Takes 2 straight pitches low, so is ahead in the count 2-0. Longhe trying to keep the runner at second, not allowing him to go any further, and he's got to hit one into the gap. Now you know that they don't want to test the arm of Ricci, and they do not, but now moving up to second and able to get there safely.
That's interesting. It's heads-up base running right there is what that was.
So Vogler will give him a single on that and able to move up on the throw. And now runners at second and third. And it will be Brody Stone up to bat in the 9-hole. Brody struck out his first time up, and looks like we might actually have a pinch hitter here as number 19,
Yeah, that's
Martell.
Will Martell.
Martell will get a chance to show his worth to Coach Joe Odell.
Will Martell, essentially what that was the single and the stolen base. You don't want to risk that ball by throwing it into center field, allowing the run to score. So what that was basically a single, and he was probably going to steal the base anyway.
Well, this Merrimack team has 6 guys on the bench, so why not, with a 2-0 lead, give some other guys a chance to hit? And now Martell will lace one out, and this will get down and go out into right field. One run comes in, another run comes in. The right fielder misplays it, and now moving up to second for a RBI. I guess
Double.
you got to give that a double.
Yeah.
That's my confusion there, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. But either way, Vogler and Liam Hill come round to score, and the substitution works to perfection as Merrimack now takes a 4-0 lead here. And
That was perfect. That was completely perfect by Will Martell, and a great substitution use there. And it works out perfectly for Merrimack, and it's 4-0.
just gets past Tommy Davey, and Tommy tried his best, but it was just perfectly landing there. And now will be the top of the lineup in Jeremiah Nagari. Jeremiah has laced 2 out into center field, but both of them have been caught and now popped up in the air. We'll see who catches this one, and Angel Perez comes in and catches it for the 3rd time to get Nagari out, but the damage has done. It is now up to Sweeney to try to battle back. They're down 4-0 here. Stay tuned for more Legion Prep Baseball here on Manchester Public Television. The 2, 3, 4 part of the lineup here for Sweeney Post as Jax Rollo will come up to bat here. He is 0 for 1 after grounding out. That was still a questionable call here, Andrew, looking back, as that looked like it hit his foot. But either way, it was called an out. And now with Sweeney down 4-0 here, they're running out of time.
Yeah, that kind of was a questionable call. I thought that did hit his foot, but, you can't really do anything about it. That's Jackson Sage heading to the bullpen with Emil Santana to warm up. He's the 9-hole hitter, so all likelihood will not get up this inning.
And Dom Longhi, you can't really say that he has not done his part. He's not had the stolen base, scored 1 run, and then looking back at the triple, that was just a good hit.
Yeah, I mean, perfect.
Now, still got plenty of time in this game, but Jack's got to get on base here, and the pitch, he pops it just onto the roof here. Boy, that barely made it. Gonna have to get a player. Maybe one of us will have to go get it, but this game is moving so fast here. Now sent up in. Will this land? It will! So a leadoff single here for Sweeney. And now we'll see what they can do with Ty Hartson, who they've now faced twice in some of these batters.
And that's just their 3rd hit of the game, but 3 singles is 3 jobs done well, especially with this part of the lineup up.
Well, Will Ricci up to bat now is one of those guys, and now taking off for second, and the call is safe.
Yep.
A very late slide there, Andrew, that, in my opinion, kind of delayed things.
Strategic. That was a strategic slide, in my opinion.
Well, now, runner at second, and Will gets a call strike on the outside corner. Dom Long, he was getting those calls. Now you're seeing Ty Hartson get those calls. Not much more you can do.
No. You just got to know that that's going to be a strike if you're a hitter. And if
ball
you're a
gets
pitcher,
away,
just live there.
and only so much that Jax could do at second with not seeing that the ball was not cleanly in the mitt.
Really good spot here, though, for Ricky.
And he's going to ground one towards Wozniak. Wozniak with a long throw is in time, but able to move up to third base is Rollo. And now a runner at third base for the first time in this contest for Sweeney. Now it's just a matter of getting him home for the first run.
That works. Now you just, if you're Tommy Davey, you got to have a better at-bat than the first one, first of all. But you got to just manufacture this run. I mean, what he just did was perfect.
Tommy Davy takes that first pitch outside for a ball. No one warming up yet for this Merrimack-Memorial post-98 squad. Davy ahead in the count, 1-0. Try to get himself a single. You know, either way, seems like they're trying to pitch around him in some ways too, as knowing that he's the number 4 hitter, there's a reason why you're in that spot. You hit the ball.
Jeez.
Coming back with a strike.
Threw before his head was up.
And now Tommy's stepping out of the box now, giving himself time to get prepared. Both pitchers, they're working fast here. And a little ground ball.
That's
and runner will come home. They're going to go home. And a collision. And now we're waiting to see. He finally touches home. You can see the limp there as Tommy Davy keeps moving around the bases. But we have a injury on the field as Jax Rollo took the brunt of that by the collision with the catcher. And Hunter Crisco is coming over to check on him as well. And it's a baseball play, Andrew, but it's never one that you like to see.
No, it's not. That was a baseball play for sure. Made the decision to throw it home and hooked it up the line a little bit. Nothing that either of them could do. We saw a play like this in last night's game where Isaiah Solis collided with the catcher from Lebanon. So we're just going to hope that Jax Rollo is okay.
Well, we expected Thompson to go to first.
Yeah,
it should have been out.
That's it.
And instead, he thought that he had enough time, and if the throw had been on, there was a chance, but it was up the line, and now we're seeing Rollo come over and step on the plate one more time to make sure that he is safe. And now Sweeney has their first run of the game and are now down 4-1, but we'll see how he does as Nick Provencher gives him some love. He gets a high five from all of his teammates, and will his day be done? Not sure, but for the time being, only one down, and Tommy Davy moved up to second base on that, so he is in scoring position as well.
What I think that was probably just a knee to the stomach, and the wind knocked at him. That's what it looked like. He was bending over at the stomach and then just fell over. That was probably just getting the wind knocked out of him.
Well, we'll see what TJ Carvallis can do as he...
That's not a fun feeling, though.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Sucks. It's one of the worst, actually.
Called a strike here is TJ, who is 0-for-1 after grounding out to Wozniak at third base his first time. Let's see what he can do to get a hit as well. He's going to pop one just up on the roof here to our right. And a battle continues here.
Yeah, another big spot here for Carvallis. Again, just do what his teammate Davey did, just get the ball anywhere on the ground.
Outside and
way too far out.
Crisco did a great job of frame job. He might want to be a construction operator in due time with that frame job.
He tried to pull it in there, but it just was too far out.
And now fouled up just below us. That was a floater right there, Andrew. We both were watching it like in awe that it was coming right at us.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those ones where if this window was open, maybe I would have had a play at it. There was one last night that would have hit the camera right in the lens if the window was not shut.
I did see that, and I see the mark on the window here. We got to keep ourselves protected here. And now, what a battle going on.
Great battle here.
Carvallis trying anything that he can to get himself a hit and stay alive.
Just got to do a job anyway.
We're going to run out of baseballs of the way things are going here. And now he sends one toward Wozniak. It gets past, and we'll see what Tommy Davy can do. He's rounds third, and he will come home. And the second run for Sweeney Post. They cut the deficit in half and are now down 4-2. What a great job by TJ.
That was fantastic. Just pulled his hands inside, right down the line, got right by Ben Wozniak, and that was a great piece of hitting.
RBI double, so back-to-back hits here, bringing runs. and still only one down for Sweeney Post. And now you got to wonder if the pitching coach might come out and talk to Ty Hartson, who seems to have gotten himself into a little bit of a pickle here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch outside, goes for a ball to Max True. Max,
this is a huge inning for Sweeney right now.
They felt like they were kind of lifeless for the first couple innings. Now taking off for third. The throw is in time, and they're going to call him safe, though. The slide in was good, and you can see.
I don't think the tag was there. That's the issue, I think.
Carvallis with a stolen base now.
Runner on third, just one out still.
And he able to get up, and he says he's okay. Now a chance for True to get himself an RBI. Takes another ball outside, and he jumps ahead in the count.
You'll take anything here. Pass ball, hit by pitch, walk, hit, anything.
Pass ball. But at the same time, both catchers have done a really good job of not allowing pitches past them. Now sent out into center field and able to make the catch.
Oh, man.
And not taking off for home. A questionable move right there, in my opinion, Andrew. He should have been ready.
Yeah, he probably should have, but at the same time,
you got to trust your players, and now Angel Perez, the center fielder, will come up for his second time. He struck out his first time up to bat. And he's going to foul one for a strike. It just seemed like Jeremiah Nagari was kind of backpedaling there, not expecting that to be hit so hard, but he was able to make the catch, and now we'll see what happens with 2 down. A big swing and a miss from Angel, and now he is down in the count 0-2.
Yeah, need him to get on here. I don't think that necessarily that last play is – ooh, wow.
Just misses there as you can hear the sigh in my voice as that looked like it was going to be a strike 3.
That's what I thought too.
Now sent out into right field, ranging back, and able to make the catch. What a play by Tommy Hill, able to get to the ball in time and not allow any more damage to be done by Sweeney. After both teams scored 2 runs in the 4th, we'll head to the 5th with Merrimack still leading this contest by a score of 4-2. Well, as we start the top of the 5th inning, a new pitcher here for this Sweeney Post team as Jackson Sage moves from third base to the pitcher's mound. Dom Longhe will move from the pitcher's mound to third base, so a perfectly placed switch Rooney here between the two teams. And for Dom Longhe, 4 innings pitched, 19 batters faced, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. And now for Jackson Sage, he falls in the count by a 2-0 count, and we're looking at the 2-3-4 part of the lineup here.
That's a fine outing right there for a pitcher. Nothing wrong with that outing.
No, I mean the first run obviously was unaccounted for, but now Jackson Sage got to find the zone. A 3-1 count, and Hollis Thompson, who is 1 for 2, singled and scored in that first on that stolen base. And a delayed strike,
another delayed, yeah. We've seen a couple of these delayed calls here.
Hollis did also pop out to second base. So we'll see what the full count can do as Sage looks down at his glove and bounces that in. So a leadoff walk here for Merrimack, whose job right now, Andrew, pad the lead.
Absolutely. You gave up 2 that inning. You got to get at least 1 back here.
And Ty Hartson, the pitcher, will now get a chance to see what he can do. Hartson was able to walk his last time up, and now a little ground ball. A 5, 4, no 3. So a fielder's choice right there allows Ty Hartson to get on base as he was able to beat out the double play ball.
Yeah, that was kind of a get me over, but didn't get me over.
And now a little bit of question here is he out of the – he's out, Andrew.
What?
I'm confused myself. Ty is walking off, It looks like there might have been an interference or something like that.
Are we going to get
Thankfully, we have some audio, so we can kind of listen to this here. Well, from what I'm guessing here is Thompson might have gotten in the way of the throw from the second baseman Max True to first base.
I think that's probably what it is.
And Jacob Buddha could see it clearly as he was close to second base from his positioning to know what exactly had happened. So we try to get the audio here between Jacob Buddha and Coach Joe Odell, but unfortunately our microphone does not reach that far.
All I heard was a plane and a lot of complaining parents.
Well, I mean, you obviously don't want to have, Ty Hartson, who was obviously caught at home plate, which would have been another run for this Merrimack squad, and now he's called out again, and now a bouncing ball here goes right off of Carvallis, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound as Jackson Sage seems to be missing the plate. He's bounced a number in here, Andrew.
This will be just Sullivan and Sage as well as Carvallis, kind of just to calm him down. You know, he just got a huge break with that double play. Was originally runner on first, 1 out, but now it's nobody on 2 outs. So huge break there for him, and he's just got to take care of business here.
Well, you can see that Wozniak wanted to wait here as he has been on base twice, once with a walk, once with a single, and would like to get himself a third trip to first base, and he sends one out to center field, but Angel Perez gets that cleanly. So an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning again, and Sweeney looking to take some energy here. They scored 2 in the 4th. We'll see what they can do here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Manchester Public Television's Sweeney Legion Prep Baseball. Back with more after this. Ty Hartson will start things off here in the bottom of the 5th, and he'll be facing the legs. Oh, hard hit ball out into the gap, and this will get down and get all the way to Jeremiah Nagari, and this will go possibly for a single, or excuse me, a double, as watching that slide was a little ugly there for a moment, but he's able to get himself a leadoff double, and it worked last inning, Andrew, with the leadoff single by Jax Rollo, and now we'll see Dom Longhe get himself a double to start things off.
Brody Stone kind of just stopped there, and he didn't run after the ball. That was a lot of watching.
Obviously, a surprise for me, too, is trying to get situated with what was going on, and now we'll see what Jackson Sage can do to help himself and get an RBI.
What he should do is bunt, but I really doubt we'll see that.
Well, he's going to hit one up the middle. This will work.
Works too.
And see what his speed can bring. Liam Hill is able to get it quickly over to first for a 6-3 putout, but it gets Longhe over to third, and now we'll see what the top of the lineup in Emmett Goonan can do.
With a runner on third, just 1 out, top of your lineup at the plate. Big situation here for Sweeney.
Emmett has hit the ball twice, Zach. He flew out to center in the first, and if you remember, in the third, the double play laced one to the shortstop, who caught it and threw it to first for the double play. Delayed called strike there, and Hartson.
He hit that line drive that we called out the F6-3, the fly out to shortstop and then the double play.
Quite a stop right there by Crisco. And a little padding of the mound here. It looks like they're going to call a timeout, and this has been used for 5 innings now, so it's definitely getting a little bit of abuse and trying to pat that down. Andrew, you obviously played for Memorial High School. What were some techniques to help out the mound?
Honestly, it's what they're doing right now. As when I've pitched here, I filled in the hole that was on the mound made by either me or the opposing pitcher every time I went out there and just start with something fresh. Because eventually that hole is going to get deeper and deeper, and it's just not going to be good anymore. It's slippery as it is, so always just fill in the hole and make your own naturally. That's what I did when I was out there.
Well, Goonan trying to be patient here with whatever Hartson is able to bring for a pitch. And now,
he didn't even know.
Goonan wasn't sure if he should throw the bat or not, and he will take a walk. And now for Merrimack, they are going to come out and talk to Hartson as his time might be numbered here on the mound. And he has faced just 18 batters now, Andrew.
Really, just 18?
Oh, excuse me, 19. 19 with Goonan now being up to bat. So he's gone through this lineup twice. He's had a 1-2-3 inning in the second and third, and now had some trouble in the fourth, and now with the runners at the corners here in the fifth. The tying run now just 270 feet away, and tough decisions here to be made with both teams trying to get their fifth win of the year.
Yeah, he had one hit led up through 3, but's given up 4 in the last 2 1/3.
And Jax Rollo, who started the fourth with a single and scored that first run, we'll see how he's doing after that collision as well, Andrew. You got to remember that, as he has stayed in the game, and now it's a big spot for him to try to now get himself an RBI.
See some kind of first and third play on here with runners on the corners, 1 out. Sure, we'll see movement over there at first base.
Ball low, and
no throw. Wow.
Goonan was able to just scamper up to second. So now the tying run 180 feet away with that stolen base, as the ball kind of was on the outside, kind of a tough pitch to now a little ground ball. This might score a run, and it will in the force out. So a 4-3 put out here with Thompson getting it over to Vogler, but coming around to score is Dom Longhe. And now, Andrew, a 4-3 game.
That'll do a job, like I've been saying. Any way to get runs scored, especially when you're losing, is huge, but even bigger moment right here.
Well, now with 2 down and a runner at third, the pressure is on Hartson. And now another timeout, Andrew, is trying to get situated and kind of maybe make Will Ricci think a little bit. Is this some gamesmanship I'm feeling here, or is this just normal? No, it looks like Hartson's day is through, and looks like we're going to get a new pitcher, and I believe it's coming out from right field. Tommy Hill will get the ball, and we'll see what he can do here as he will take some warm-up pitches, and we'll be back here for the top of the fifth with the tying run at third base. Well, Tommy Hill will come into the game in a tough spot here. And Andrew, paint the picture a little bit. Tying run at third base.
This is a tough spot to come into, but you got to show a lot of mental toughness and do a job, even if he does walk this leadoff batter. Got to just show mental toughness, make sure that run doesn't come across.
And it gets down, and this game is tied up as Emmett Goonan able to come around, and a big RBI double right there from Ricci. And we got a tied game here, Andrew, in the fifth.
Kind of made me eat my words there because he did exactly what I said not to do. But I got to give the credit to Will Ricci pulling his hands inside and driving that ball right past Ben Wozniak down the third base line and tying this game at 4 in the bottom of the fifth inning.
We weren't sure if it was going to stay fair or not, and it got past Wozniak inside the line. And now the lead run is at second base. We'll see what Tommy Davey can do.
Still a massive moment, just a massive inning for Sweeney, a massive last 2 innings as they've scored all of their runs in the last 2 innings.
Now Davey will send it over to shortstop. Liam Hill over to his battery mate in Rhett Vogler, but the damage is done. Sweeney Post has scored 2, and we will head to the top of the 6th, all tied up at 4. Andrew Art and Kyle Heavey for Manchester Public Television. Back with more right after this. Jackson Sage takes the mound again as we start the top of the 6th inning with the 5-6-7, and a bunt attempt put down right there is unsuccessful by Liam Hill.
We've got a ball game now, Kyle. We didn't at first. It was 4-0 Merrimack, and Sweeney just kept inching and inching away in the 4th and 5th inning for 1, 2, 3, and now 4 in the top of the 6th inning.
And now sent out and kind of playing in, now ranging back, and it's over his head. It's going to get all the way down, and now Liam Hill will head for third, and a leadoff triple for this Merrimack squad. The ball finally still gets in, and a good piece of hitting, but a tough fielding mistake right there by Jax Rollo.
Yeah, that was definitely a good piece of hitting, but Rollo, this outfield's still playing a little too shallow. I feel like they got to be back a little more. Yeah, you can see the catcher, TJ Carvallis, pointing, stay back because these guys have power, and it just really came back and bit them pretty bad with the leadoff triple.
A play at the plate, Andrew, again. Oh, the ball gets away, and Merrimack able to take the lead back, and now running to second. The throw will not be in time, and a fielder's choice played there by Emmett Goonan does not work, and able to come around and score. Liam Hill and Hunter Crisco is safely at second base.
We've had these plays at home in these games that we've been doing, and they've just been really weird.
A bouncer right there, and now bouncing one in right there is Jackson Sage. And wow, Merrimack, who's the wind had been taken out of the sails, but that big triple has changed things, and now with no outs, a play to third, Longy with a long throw, and able to work as a sacrifice as Hunter will move up to third, and now with one down, another run for Merrimack just 90 feet away.
And Rhett Volker at the plate here. What in the world?
I think it was just bats hitting each other.
That was loud is what that was. But Rhett Volker at the plate had the RBI in the second inning, and then the single in the fourth came around and scored in the fourth. So dangerous hitter at the plate, but not before we have a mound meeting that's led by TJ Carvallis.
Yeah, you got to get everyone on the same page here with just one down, and you know that Rhett can put the bat on the ball. It seems like he's just been able to do the little things right here each and time, and now, again, a tough spot to battle back, and we'll see what Sage can do. And now Rhett will send the pitch out to center field and able to make the catch as Perez. The throw home will not be in time as Crisco able to
clean.
Very smoothly get the bat after touching home plate, and Merrimack able to go back up by 2 runs with a 6-4 lead.
I mean, job done. 6-4 Merrimack, fly ball to center field. I feel like we've said that a million times here tonight.
Well, Rhett Volker, I mean, he's a part of 3 runs here in this game, Andrew. Sacrifice flies work just as well.
Absolutely, just whatever gets these runs in.
And now taking the Brody Stone back in the game here after Will Martell had that 2 RBI double.
Yeah, I guess Martell is just... That was just a one pinch hit at bat, I guess?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out myself right now.
Figured he would have stayed in the game, but I guess not.
And now Brody jumping ahead in the count.
I mean, again, this is Legion and the prep team, so who knows if the rules are different than any other baseball we've watched. Obviously, I know the college rule is once you're out, you cannot re-enter. But I do remember the rules being different here for different age groups.
Well, Brody Stone with a full count here, just 1 down. Got to get this K. And he does. And my apologies, there's actually 2 down as I did not write my paperwork down. But either way, Sweeney has scored 2 runs in the past 2 innings. They are now down 2 runs again. Let's see what Sweeney post number 2 can do as we head to the bottom of the 6th after this. Tommy Hill now with a chance to get the victory here for Merrimack, but it'll be the bottom of the 6th inning, and TJ Carvallis will come up to bat for just his third time in this game. He is 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out in this contest, and he puts the thumb thing in there. Andrew, talk a little bit about what TJ is using for his batting.
So we have those at the college level as well, as that's a foul ball. Those are to protect the thumbs, and it kind of makes it easier on the thumbs because when you're swinging, your thumbs, after you swing a bat for a long time, your thumbs get pretty hurt and they start to get blisters, so the grip actually helps a ton. as it makes the soft spot on the thumb for when you swing. So it's really helpful, actually.
Well, back-to-back foul balls, and Hill is trying to get himself a K here with Carvallis needing to get on base. Seems like the 2 innings that Sweeney has gotten their leadoff hitter on, they've scored 2 runs, and now hit to Wozniak. Wozniak has a long throw, and not in time. And look at that, an infield single, and Carvallis using his speed and his long legs to get himself safely to first base.
It was perfectly placed, just to throw a little, I guess, like loopy from Wozniak here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long throw. You got to remember, this is prep.
Yep.
This is their shoulders are still like going through a lot of growth, and
this stadium is MLB sized as well. So,
well, now taken off, and the safe steal of second base, almost a scorpion right there by TJ Carvallis, but he is safely at second base. And for Max True, he's 0 for 2 and has a chance to get himself an RBI if he is able to put one into the outfield. And he's going to ground one over to Liam Hill. Hill will bounce one, and the ball is not handled carefully. And Rhett Vogler had to work to get that ball, as it was just a bounce or into him, and able to get on thanks to an error. And for the first time, Max True gets on first base.
So what was originally a massive mistake by TJ Carvallis running on that, because any first baseman that makes that catch is throwing him out by a mile, and that's a double play. But him running there was kind of a distraction, and I believe that Rhett Vogler picked his head up a little there because he saw him running, and that took his eye off the ball, made this first and third with nobody out.
Oh, Angel Perez has to go inside, and Angel is 0 for 2 after Max True moves up to second base. So the tying runs, Andrew, with no outs at second and third. And a hit ball. Wozniak has trouble, gets off his glove. 1 run comes around. They're stopping smartly Max True, but moving up to second here. And now the lead run is at second base. Angel Perez, smart base running there. And look at this.
Wow. So we're going to score that in E5. Or are we giving him a base hit?
I would give him a single. That was a hard hit ball. And only so much you can do is you wanted to get that. And the players all come together here to try to talk things through and know that, I mean, we had the lead twice now in this game, and yeah, you still have the lead for the time being, but with no outs, it's going to be Dom Longhe, who doubled his last time up to bat here.
Now we are playing 7 here, correct?
We are playing 7, so you take the lead, you only have to get 3 outs, and you get the victory. And taking the pitch for a ball. And it's been kind of nice to see that Max True and Angel Perez, who have had tough days with their bats, able to now be the possibly tying and winning runs. Hard hit ball out into right field. This will be caught. And what a great job right there. But look at this. Little trickery here, and able to move up. Andrew, take us through what just happened.
Well, what just happened was Ty Hartson took his sweet time getting that ball in, and Nick Sullivan, being the fantastic baseball coach that he is, sent Max True. Max True had his head picked up, and Ty Hartson didn't, and that run just tied the ball game.
Well, we are back to 6-6. I mean, you saw 25 runs yesterday, Andrew, and now you've got 12 here. We're halfway there.
It's unbelievable, this game.
And now with just 1 down, the winning run is 90 feet away, and we'll see what Jackson Sage can do to get himself the win in this game. Pitches outside.
There's still just 1 out in this game.
And that is Angel Perez.
That was the first out. Longhe was the first out.
Now, a question for you here is, does Longhe get the RBI on that sack? I would give it no.
Officially, no.
Okay, that's why I was like, an interesting spot. He hit it out there, though.
It's almost as the play was over and he just took his time getting that ball. You know, if he tags instantly and it's an errant throw or the throw gets there and he beats it, then yes, but he took his sweet time with that. I want to, but I can't give him the RBI on that.
And now a hard hit ball up
There
the
it is.
middle, and this will score the run with Angel Perez coming around, and Jackson Sage looking to get the victory here, puts Sweeney Post ahead 7-6 here in the bottom of the sixth.
I mean, this is just incredible. This inning has been fantastic.
And now a meeting at the mound as it looks like Tommy Hill will get spoken to. Will his day be through as he has done his part? But some interesting coaching here going on by both squads. And, Tommy kind of looking at his arm, talking to Coach Joe Odell with trying to figure out what exactly is to do here. You got the leadoff hitter in Emmett Goonan now up to bat. Emmett having a tough day is 0-for-2, does have a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored in the fifth, but he has been able to hit the ball quite well here in this game, Andrew, at the same time.
He has, and I don't know if I would go to a pitching change here, but in general, just talk him through it here. He's given up 3 runs on 5 batters and has just gotten 1 out, so just talk him through it, give him some confidence boost, just something to get him through this bottom half of the 6th inning and get his mind right for when he's due up in the top of the 7th.
Well, the infield playing in double play territory here, trying to get the...
That's smart, especially on a hitter like this.
And now ground ball, but it will go foul. Always interesting right there. Do you let that go fair as the runners didn't look like they were going to go anywhere as Emmett hadn't started running, but either way, it goes for a strike at the end of the day.
On a field like this, I'm not sure where that would have bounced.
Oh, look at this.
Got him
Tommy
0-2.
coming back strong here. Those meetings with your pitchers or with your coaches do often help here for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Help a lot more than people think. Actually, as you get older, you learn that these mound meetings are the most important part of the game. Easy swiped bag there for Jackson Sage.
Well,
and the double play is now off.
They've been down 4. They've been down 2. Now leading by 1. Let's see if they can go up by 2 at the same time. Goonan with a chance here. He's going to foul up almost to us as it just lands right below the press boxes up here at Gill Stadium.
That one looked like he was coming right up here too, but it landed about 10.5 feet to my right. Oh, if he wasn't 0-2, I'd say bunt here.
And now look at this,
well.
on to center field. Nagari will have that one hop him, and it will go
Man.
for a single. The ball kind of bounces in, but not able to score is Jackson Sage. So now runners at the corners, and it'll be Jax Rollo who will come up again. And with runners at first and third, you expect Emmett Goonan to take off here on this first pitch.
It's the 4th single of this inning in just 6 batters. The others being the E3 and the fly out to right field. But 4 singles in an inning is pretty good.
And I don't know if that was a pitch kind of like expected to take off by Goonan, but he did not take off. So goes for a ball 1 to Jax.
Gotta feel like he's taking off here. What is he? Is he asking for time and not getting? Because he's asking late. That might just be a part of his swing that we haven't noticed. But if he's asking for time, he's going to have to do it way earlier. Because Tommy Hill is already in his windup by the time. I guess he was just asking for time.
Now a softly hit ball and caught
no.
by Wozniak. And he will throw to first. And the tag is there. So a double play. And
just tag the bag there.
Yeah, I realize that as well. But Rhett Volkler is able to tag Emmett Goonan for the double play. And now it is up to the Merrimack squad to get a run here to continue this game as we head to the top of the 7th. Stay tuned for more here of Legion Prep Baseball on Manchester Public Television. And here we are for the top of the 7th inning and the top of the lineup here for Merrimack. And trying to get on base for the first time is Jeremiah Nagari, who has flown out to center field 3 times, and he is going to lace one out into left field for a leadoff single. Andrew, the pressure is on right here for Sweeney Post. Chance to win this game if they can get 3 outs. But Nagari, with that single, that's a big spot for him.
And this is going to be a great finish either way, especially with that leadoff single.
Now, a quick chat here as Carvallis wants to come out and talk to his pitcher here in Jackson Sage. And Jackson trying to get himself the victory here, both with his bat and with his, pitching. But he'll face the likes of Hollis Thompson.
He's had a decent day. He's got the single.
He singled and scored in the first.
And the walk, and then the fly out to third base.
I thought it was to second base, but either way, he flew out either way. But now Jackson not finding the strike zone here on a number of pitches. And
I might have screwed that up.
Got to be worried here of what's going on with the runner at first.
Honestly, you just got to pitch to contact here. Trust that your team can. Oh, man. I thought that was going to hit him in the head.
Not taken off as Angel Perez was ready this time, but a stolen base by Nagari. And with no outs here, runner tying run now is up to second base.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting finish.
And now inside, just barely misses him.
Stood right there, let that hit me.
Wow, you can hear the benches saying, feel that, let that hit you. Sage comes back with an inside strike.
Funny enough, at the older level, you're yelled at if you get out of the way of a ball. So as you get older, you get taught just standing there.
Now a hard hit ball. This will get into center field. Angel Perez will throw it. The play will be at the plate, and
he's out.
He's out.
Wow.
Wow, oh wow. Angel Perez with an absolute laser to TJ Carvallis, who puts the tag on, and now the tying run's still at second base as smart base running by Hunter to move up to second, but wow. We're going to keep going here for the top of the 7th. Now a pop-up here into no man's land. Tommy Davey not able to make the catch, and you see that he puts his hands on his knees in disappointment that he was not able to make that catch.
I mean, that's a ridiculously hard play, but a great effort.
Absolutely, and now we'll see Hartson is doing all that he can. He has struck out, walked, and he has been thrown out on a couple different weird plays here in this game, Andrew, if you remember.
He has. He's been a part of a couple of weird. He was thrown out at home after walk. He struck out, walked, and grounded into a fielder's choice, and he was thrown out at home in the 3rd inning.
Well, we got to remember he was part of that double play that was called out. So, and now a little ground ball. Smart, safe throw to first, and now the throw back to third. Smartly held on to.
Yeah, that's a good save.
Jackson Sage says, no, we're not going to chance that with 2 outs.
Oh, could you imagine if that one just got by everybody and rolled into the abyss out there?
And now it'll come down to this. Ben Wozniak, who has hit the ball quite well. He flew out to center field his last time, has walked and singled. First pitch fouled off the mask of Carvallis, and Sage is able to go up 0-1 in the count, and now it looks like TJ is going to take a moment here, as that certainly didn't feel right.
Yep, just maybe got some dirt in his eye, just kind of got to readjust there.
Dirt, tire pellets, whatever you want to call them.
That's right.
And now
we're here.
Coming back with an off-speed pitch, Jackson Sage trying to get this final out. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inside, and nearly hit him.
Yep.
I don't know if that was a curveball or if that was a fastball inside, Andrew. But
I think he just missed the fastball. That didn't really look like it had a lot of curveball spin on it.
And fouled back.
Lives to see another
Staying
day.
alive. Hollis Thompson at third base, trying to tie up this game. Taking the pitch up high. Count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, he wasn't going to ring him up on that one. That would have been a heartbreaker.
Wozniak ready. Jackson Sage trying to get this K. And strike 3 is called. And Sweeney Post gets the 7-6 victory. What a game, Andrew.
Wow, that was awesome. I mean, there's no other real way to describe that. Back and forth with Merrimack going up 4-0. Sweeney crawling back, making it 4-4, but then giving up 2, making it 6-4, and then taking it right back and winning 7-6.
Wow, well, I got to give player of the game, in my opinion, Andrew. I'll leave you time to think about it, but Jackson Sage gets the victory pitching, gets the walk-off K, and also was a big part with that RBI single to score the winning run as well.
I would agree with that. He had he was 2 for 3 with 2 great singles, the game-winning RBI, and he pitched the last out, so I feel like he was really the clutch player there, and I think he would get player of the game.
And for the losing Merrimack-Memorial post-98, I thought Rhett Vokeler did a great job here, being a part of 3 runs in that game. But congratulations again to the Sweeney post-prep squad. We'll look forward to seeing them more in this upcoming season, but they now move to 5-4 and move into 4th place in the prep division. While for this Merrimack squad, they will drop to 4-7 and are still in 8th spot. So for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, Andrew Arndt, thank you so much for being a part of a great game here. This has been a fun one for sure. Any last words you want to say?
No, it's just a really fun game, and I look forward to watching this team play more as the month of July goes on.
Well, my name is Kyle Levy. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Final running time is 1 hour and 40 minutes, so we'll look forward to more Legion Prep baseball and senior Legion game seasons, Legion games throughout the rest of this summer 2025. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.